Susan, it's the 10th annual meeting of the new champions here in China. The so-called Summer Davos will host about 1,700 participants from 90 countries, as well as hold around 200 sessions. Now, although the topic, as you mentioned, is the fourth industrial revolution, here on everybody's minds is of course Brexit and the decision by the UK to leave the European Union. Now, before we talk more about this issue, let's get a listen about the last-minute preparations here and the pressure on the ground to hold this year's Global Forum. It's a race against time. Soon, nearly 2,000 participants from all over the globe will descend on China's coastal city of Tianjin for the World Economic Forum's annual meeting of the New Champions 2016. This year's topic is the fourth industrial revolution and its transformational impact.
We have 220 staff traveling from Beijing office, from Geneva and from New York. They are preparing all the program and the meetings and the sessions and the logistics with us. And the main challenges, I would say, is we need more help. And we have a great support from Tianjin. We have 260 volunteers working directly with us.
In numbers, the meeting will count over 1,700 participants representing 90 countries, gather over 900 business leaders and host more than 200 sessions. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang is expected to deliver a speech on Monday, and other high-level guests will include Xiaomi founder Lei Jun or Travis Kalanick, Uber's CEO and co-founder. Nearly 900 volunteers will handle everything from translations to promoting nightlife.
I'm a student in Tianjin University, and my major is educational economy and management. I think the World Economic Forum is a great meeting, so I want to work in here. I pay my efforts to this forum.
Other preparations include a hotel service competition, chauffeur training, and a famous green garden reopening. The meeting will focus on reshaping growth and China's new 5-year plan for socio-economic development, redesigning industry sectors and systems of production, and rethinking innovation.
And I think the innovative part of the design and also the layout of the village and also the program integrated into this agenda is one of the most important highlights.
A key focus will also be the global economic outlook and the view from Asia, and how to reinvigorate and rebalance growth. Following the Brexit referendum, participants will also discuss the US Federal Reserve's decision last week to keep interest rates unchanged and the potential of 1 or 2 hikes later this year. Joining us live now here on the ground is Milton Chung. He is a managing partner at Baker McKenzie, the famous law firm. So what are your expectations for this year's World Economic Forum, especially given the shock Brexit?
It's great to be here, Martina. I'm really looking forward to meeting with all the business leaders and policymakers from around the world. Obviously, the forum agenda focuses on the fourth industrial revolution. So I'm very keen to hear about that and China's and the attendees' perspectives on the digital economy. But of course, what's going to be on everybody's minds will be Brexit and its implications for businesses and investors around the world.
So last year, EU-China trade hit about $600 billion, a huge amount. And China, of course, is a very important trading partner for the whole bloc, the second after the United States. In your opinion, how will Brexit impact China in specific?
Well, I think there's a difference between the short-term volatility and the long-term fundamentals. I think, of course, now, it's the next few days will be quite important for everybody around the world to see what the game plan is. After all, there is a 2-year withdrawal period, even if that notice is given by the United Kingdom. Many companies within Europe will be asking themselves what are their relationships with the UK, with each other, with the rest of the world, and I'm sure that most Chinese businesses and companies will be doing the same. I think insofar as the trade goes, there may be a period of time where people are watching to see what happens, assessing their position. But long-term fundamentals are still important. Chinese companies continue to access Europe for its advanced manufacturing technologies, for the know-how that will help them build their global brands. And that will not change. In the short term, there may be some people waiting to see what happens.
Let's talk about outbound Chinese mergers and acquisitions, your expertise area. In the first 3 months of the year, the M&A overseas volume hit about $106 billion already after a record year 2015, which the M&A volume hit about $106 billion about the same size. So what is your outlook for overseas purchases by Chinese companies following the Brexit?
Well, that's right. I mean, you've hit the nail on the head, Martina. Last year was a record year for outbound investment. This year, the first quarter alone has reached that same level already. So, there's before and after Brexit, I suppose. Before Brexit, I would say that the trend was very strong in the usual sectors that you've already been seeing: real estate, hospitality, tech, financial services, automotive, things like that. After Brexit, as I said, I think the long-term fundamentals are still strong, but a lot of outbound Chinese investors will be asking themselves, the 4 M's: market access, mobility of people, the money, and whether valuations will be affected, whether tax regimes and supply chain side economics will be affected, and macro factors. Macro factors such as China's own structural reforms, the US presidential elections and implications those will have. And as I said, fundamentally, Chinese companies still need to access a lot of the technology in Europe. So I think they'll be asking themselves those questions, and the sooner that the questions have more clarity, I think the better for all concerned.
That's all we have time for. Thank you very much, Milton. Please stay tuned as we keep you posted on a lot of live crosses, stories, as well as exclusive interviews here from the World Economic Forum in Tianjin, Summer Davos 20.
If you like what you just saw, follow us on social media and visit our website, cctv-america.com.